Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. We're going to be building the YZ250 and I couldn't be more stoked right now. So as you guys know, I said I was going to be rebuilding the suspension very first thing before I do anything else to this bike. I just got off the phone with the guy from Decker Performance in Platte City, Missouri. And yeah, I'm going to be pulling the suspension off. I'm going to be taking the forks and the shock to him tomorrow morning. From there, he's going to rebuild the shock and the forks and also revalving the forks to my weight, my height, and my riding style. I'm going to be getting the bike set up for racing. As well as that, once we race the bike a little bit, I'm gonna be getting it street legal, as you guys know. As well as that, I've got some other things in that box right there that we will be throwing on the YZ250. But first, we're gonna go ahead and take the suspension off, take the wheels and tires off, and be getting some new tires mounted up. So I'll catch you in a minute. My 2005 YZ250 two-stroke. Uncle Ronnie, this one's for you! A little over a year ago, I picked up this YZ250 two-stroke for $1,500. I've done absolutely no maintenance to it. I've ripped it exactly how it is for this past year, and I put it through some abuse. But now it's finally time to go ahead and give this bike some love. With price point in mind, we're going to be building this YZ into a street legal race bike. At first, it's going to be a race bike. Secondly, it's going to be street legal. This is episode 1 of the YZ250 two-stroke build series. Let's go. Alright boys, there it is. Got the wheels off, got the forks off, got the rear shock off. When I pulled this rear shock off, first of all, check out all that fluid on there. Whenever I pulled the shock off, all of the bearings just fell right out of this. So surely the suspension guy will have the bearing for that. I may check with him tomorrow. If he doesn't, I'm just gonna go ahead and order it and replace it myself. So basically I'm gonna be getting these forks and the shock revalved and rebuilt. Basically the revalving, that's gonna be set up for my weight, my height, my age, my riding style. Gonna get it set up for woods racing. As you guys know, this is gonna be my race bike for the year. May do the occasional race on the KTM, but we'll see. It wasn't too hard pulling the shock out. All I had to do is take out the top bolt and loosen up the bottom bolts. I was able to pull the subframe back up far enough to where I could pull the shock right out. Gonna be taking these wheels out to St. Joe Honda and getting some fresh tires put on. These are pretty worn from the streets. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow, which is gonna be in about a second for you guys.
3 days later.
Alright homies, check it out. Got the YZ250 forks back. This is amazing. As well as that, we're going to be putting on some fresh meats today. And this is officially the first video of my YZ250 build series. As you guys know, I've got the race wheels. I've got the second set of wheels over there that are going to be my street wheels whenever I get into making the bike street legal. That way I'll just have a set to swap on and off whenever I'm riding on the streets and planning to go race. But yeah, this is officially it, boys. Check out how much better the shock looks. Way cleaner, no leaks. It is looking nice. I am so excited to try this out. Oh no. I fought with the shock a little bit. The shock almost won, but I finally got it. I had to actually do a little bit of grinding on a little bushing, not the bushing itself, but the little caps that go on the ends of the bushing in here. I've been fighting with this for over an hour and I finally just said F it. Grinded it down a little bit. It ain't gonna hurt anything, but shock's fully bolted back up. Gonna go ahead and leave the subframe bolt loose. You're gonna find out why on episode 2 for that. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the forks, get these mounted up. Shouldn't be nearly as hard, but yeah, that shock just kind of pissed me off. So anyway, forks are gonna be easier. Let's get it. Alright, a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we got there. As you guys seen, I was prying in between this crack a little bit just to make it a little more easier sliding those in. There's actually a little line at the top of your forks. I've obviously got it covered up right now, but as all I did was go to the top of that line. Yeah, you can kind of see the gappage. I've got a little bit of gold showing there. Basically, that little line that's on the forks is level with the triple there. I'm gonna go ahead and torque these down and we're gonna be golden. Alright, got my triples tightened up, upper and lower, good to go there. Now we're ready to put the tires on. And to give you a little bit of a rundown on what tires I went with, I actually got a pretty decent deal on these Kenda Millville 2s, and I'm pretty excited to try these. I currently have a 110 90 19, and you can fact check me, but I'm pretty sure these are factory sizes. On the front, I've got a 80 100 21. Front and rear are both the Kenda Millvilles. I've heard some good things about these tires, and I got the set for like 115, 105, 115, somewhere in there. Let's go ahead and put these bad boys on. Don't forget to re-grease your axle. It's always important.
Y'all too fake, too plastic, yeah. Might flex on James St. Patrick, yeah. That boy pay his taxes, yeah. I write raps, not captions, yeah. I play chess, not checkers, no. Check on check, yeah. Nice robot, and people fake. Might tell lies to get away, yeah. I'm so sorry, I'm into car, but I guess time it just slip away. That Greenfield gas got me tripping, got me fucked up, got me thinking about the way it should be different. I've been rolling, I keep drifting down on Greenfield Street. Hot up in the booth, we got AC, Carolina summer kind.
But there's the front wheel on. We're going to put the back wheel on.
Windows down on Greenfield Street.
The rear wheel is on and thing is looking beefy. I like all that tread. One thing I want to say about this chain is this is going to come at a later date. Look at how terrible this is. And yeah, I'm going to worry about the chain another day. The maintenance, that's going to be a whole nother video. It's something I should probably do right now, but the bike's went this long without maintenance, so a couple more days ain't going to hurt nothing. For right now, that is it, boys. We've got the suspension on, we've got the tires on. I believe I've covered everything. Again, the suspension was from Decker Performance in Platte City, Missouri. Tires, factory size, Kenda Millvilles. The suspension set up for my weight, my racing style, and whole 9 yards. They were rebuilt and revalved. I've got about $600 into the suspension itself, and honestly that ain't bad at all considering how terrible the suspension was before. Suspension is looking nice. I am super excited to try that out and see how the bike feels with some new tires. I've had shitty tires on it the entire time that I've owned it, because I primarily rode it on the streets and in the lot, so it's gonna feel weird to actually have some traction on it. But yeah, I hope I covered everything as far as tires and suspension. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. In episode 2, we are going to put on the new plastics, all the protection parts. Yeah, it's going to be looking like a whole new bike after that. And something that I need to cover also is that as these videos go, I am going to be riding the bike in between. So even though they're a build series, I'm not doing this all consecutively at once. That gives me the opportunity to buy things like the Apex head, the Electron carb, and that's to only name a couple things, but yeah, that's going to be coming down the road. Excited for that. That gives me the opportunity to ride the bike and compare the bike as it is with each other's parts. I'm gonna have a full breakdown video of everything that I priced out, all at the end of this build series, all the money that I've got into this. It is again a budget build, so that's what I'm gonna revolve the whole build around. And yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys as real with it as I possibly can. I'm super stoked for this though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, later. Great.
Windows down on Greenfield Street. Pretty little sweet thing, robbing my teeth. Hard a little body while I rock these beats. All the windows down when I ride these streets.